a huge area just by oversight, and that's the continuing fight against our society's deeply embedded racial prejudices. The battle for racial equality, the battle against ingrained instinctive racial prejudice against racial minorities, very much still including African Americans. That is still a heavy, critical, ongoing battle. Anybody who thinks we are living in a post-racism society has got rocks in their head. You can just see it in Austin, Texas today, the way what I consider a semi-fascist Austin Police Department, which ought to be treated as a rogue police department among police departments around the country, the way it continually gets away with committing homicide against African American people in this city and never has to face the bar of justice. We have these district attorneys who for years have refused to seek indictments of police who commit homicide against African American citizens. The incident that happened a few months ago about the African American gentleman who started to walk into a bank and that he didn't know had just been held up, and when he feels like he's getting hassled by police, he runs. Mm-hmm. And the police chief literally says publicly, well, the lesson of this is don't run when you see a police officer. And you want to say, my God, Mr. Police Chief, where do you think we live? Do you think that we are living in Imperial Rome, where the police force is imperial guards that the citizens have to kneel and bow to when they see them? Do you think we are living in Nazi Germany, where the state security officers are to be treated as our lords and masters over the people? I mean, is running from a policeman now a capital crime? Do people have no residual freedom? There was a news story about an African American man who was recently arrested, charged with, and booked for DWI when he blew 0.0 on the breathalyzer. You see these police officers who obviously have no regard whatsoever for the liberty of the individual, and they think being arrested and taken to jail is just a minor inconvenience, and it's something that everybody should learn to put up with. It could happen to you too, so what? I think it is unescapable that there is a deep-seated racial factor, a continuing residue of this country's murderous and hideous legacy of the slave trade. So racial justice is definitely on the list, and I'm sure there are many on the list of the front lines, the critical front lines that you asked me about.